Home buyer demand is accelerating in Rutherford County. This is something we've been talking about all year, but the latest stats are very intriguing. We will be talking about that and other things you need to know about the Rutherford County real estate market. I'm John Turner. I'm the team lead of the Turner Victory team at Onward Real Estate, and we bring you this information every week. Let's jump into the three things you need to know about the Rutherford County real estate market right now. Number one, not only has demand been positive for every month this week, so new pendings are up every month this week or this year, but this week, pendings were up 30% over the same week last year. That's 30%. And the way it's worked out is very interesting because early in the year, January through March, our new contracts were up 5 to 7%. But once we got into April and May, we hit 12% for both of those months. And right now we're seeing 30% this week here in June. So not only has it been increasing, it's actually been building over this time. So very interesting and something that we've continued to watch all year. The second thing you need to know about the Rutherford County real estate market, sellers are actually sitting out this market. It's really interesting. Our new listings continue to be down. We had 133 this week. That's 133 not new homes, but new listings hit the market. This time last year, we had 196 units come on board. So that's a drop of 32%. So pendings are up 30% this week. New listings are down 32%. That's a trend that we have, again, seen pretty much all year. The third thing you need to know about the Rutherford County real estate market is pricing is still the deciding factor. Even though demand is up, there are a lot of homes that are sitting on the market, and you really get penalized when you do that. Almost 36% of the homes right now have taken a price reduction. So that tells me that buyers are out there. Okay, if you're a seller, buyers are out there. They are looking for homes, but they're not going to overpay. They are looking for something that is priced right. So if you are overpriced as a seller, your home is not going to sell. But if you're priced right, and we talk about this all the time, priced right, presented right, your agent promotes it right, and also you need to position it right compared to all your competition. But if you do those things, the demand is there and your home will sell. And quite frankly, it's probably going to sell fairly quickly if you hit all those price points. Let's get into some of the data here. Let me jump over here. So this week, right now, we have 1,580 homes on the market. The Turner Victory team health score is a 51, which means we are a balanced market. It actually ticked up slightly this week in favor of sellers, but overall a very balanced market. Month supply is 3.63 month supply. And the 30-year rate right now is 6.52. It's the highest we've seen it in a little while, still down quite a bit from this time last year. Now, as I am taping this, supposedly, we've heard it before, but supposedly there is a deal in the Middle East. If that happens, I would expect oil prices to continue to drop, which is going to help inflation numbers. And therefore, I would expect it to help out mortgage rates. Of course, it's been so hard to predict over the past 2 or 3 years what mortgage rates really are going to do. So don't take that to the bank, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. If you look at the different price ranges here, well, first of all, let's go down to the bottom. 1,580 homes on the market. almost 35% of those are new construction. So over a third of all the available homes out there are new construction. Now I'm going to show you something here in a minute that's even more interesting. New listings that hit the market, 133, but 126 went under contract. So basically, homes coming on the market, they're going off the market just about as quickly. So the ones that are priced right come on, they leave. The ones that aren't priced right, aren't presented right, they're still sitting out here, and our inventory with those are building up. but all the quote-unquote good homes are coming, and they're going fairly quickly. I had 84 closings last week, and we had 85 homes get delisted. That means they pulled it off the market for whatever reason, but generally speaking, it just means because it's not selling. Going back to what we had talked about not pricing it right or presenting it right. What I want to do is I want to look over here at our active inventory and look at and this actually comes from a listing appointment we went on this week, but in the 500 to 600,000 price range right now, 45% of all the homes on the market are new construction. Okay, 45%. So what that means is, if someone looks at your house, if you're a person selling your house, so it's a resale, there's a good chance they're also looking at new construction. So whenever they walk into your house, it needs to feel like new construction. You know, I hear sometimes people say, well, I don't want to do this to my house. I don't want to do that to my house. I get it, but you have direct competition with a brand new house. Now, may you have some advantages. Maybe you've got a fence. Maybe you're on a bigger lot because a lot of the new construction are on smaller lots. You know, maybe, whatever it is. You have established landscaping, all sorts of things that might give you an advantage. But people are walking in and making a choice. Do I want to buy this new construction home where I close on it and I bring my furniture in? Or I could buy this house that may have a few advantages, but I have to do a few things to it before I'm able to move into it. And that's really the decision that buyers are making right now. So very interesting over there. Also, we could talk about the two markets we're in. Anything below 500,000 right now is moving quickly, especially if you're below 400,000. Okay, below 400,000 is definitely a seller's market. But once you get above 500,000, we start getting into the yellow, the orange, whatever color you see right there. And then, of course, above 1 million in this price range, is definitely much slower. So that's those numbers this week. Let's look at some charts too. So we've got the active inventory. You can see our active inventory is still climbing, even though we have homes coming off the market and coming on the market, going off the market pretty quickly. Inventory is still growing. Right now, we're at 1,580 units. This is almost the highest we've been in a while. We did hit 1,600. Let me see, 1,603 was the highest in the past year. So I would anticipate we're probably going to build a little bit past that 1,600 number. But I'm not thinking we're going to go up, a lot above that. If you look at the month supply, though, the month supply is almost even with what it was last year. So our market right now, from a inventory standpoint, is about like it was last year. The difference is the momentum is building with this market, whereas this time last year we were actually losing momentum. Last summer was very slow as far as summers go. So even though the numbers are close, the way that the market is moving is different. New listings, we just talked about this. Look at the orange line right here. 133 new listings. Last year, which is the blue, we had 196. The year before that, 192. So a huge drop in new listings. We'll continue to watch this, but if you look at this orange line, you have to go back to, February, to find a single week where we had more new listings hit the market than we did last year. So what is that? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 straight weeks of bringing on less new listings than what we did for the same period last year. I always talk about this one because we have so many lines on here. We have 4 years worth of data here, which really is nice from a guy who likes the data. But let me pull some of this off for you because these are the pendings. And whenever you look at the pendings, we have for several weeks now been above what we were last year. As a matter of fact, we just had this little blip right in here. But besides that, all but for 3 weeks, going all the way back to, I would submit the whole year. The only reason why this one right here, week 5, was down is because that was the week we had the ice storm. back in February. If not, we probably would have been higher in pendings too. So all but basically 3 weeks of the year, we've exceeded pendings from this time last year. So that goes back to what our opening story was. We talk about this. The blue represents the homes that go under market in the first 7 days. Now, as a seller, let me tell you, that's what you want to do, okay? We have this conversation a lot with sellers, but sometimes they think, well, if I sell too early, that means I priced it too low. No, that doesn't mean that. What it means is there are a lot of people, and we just showed you the stats. There's a lot of people in the market right now. They're looking for a house. They're actively looking. And if you price it right and present it right, they are going to see your house and someone's going to want to buy it. But if you don't present it right, if you don't price it right, they're going to pass over it. It's what we call a Passover house. And we've got a lot of those. People have seen them and they just passed over them because they did not hit one of the P's correctly. So what you want to be is you want to be in this first 7 days. So that's what this blue is. And across the board, 31% of all homes that hit the market in Rutherford County are selling in that first week. Now, I did find it interesting over here in the 500 to 600, that's down to 28%. The gray represents what percentage of homes are on the market from the 8th day to the 89th day. And then the red is anything 90 and above. Now, I will tell you, these are all represent homes that actually sold. So this doesn't even take into account those homes that did not sell. So if your home is going to sell in Rutherford County, there's a 31% chance that it's going to sell in that first week. Once you hit 90 days or more, only 18% of the homes are selling then. So once you hit 90 days, there's a good chance you will not sell. As a matter of fact, right here, 61.7% of all homes that hit the 90-day mark in Rutherford County did not sell under that same MLS number. Now, some of them came off the market and went back on, and out of that 61.7%, 51.1 never even sold. 10.5 actually did sell under another MLS number. So right now in Rutherford County, we have 437 homes that have hit the 90-day mark or above. So that's over 27, almost 28% of our market that has done that. So out of that 28%, nearly 2 out of 3 of those homes will not sell. They will not sell. So it's a very sobering thought, but it just tells you exactly what our market's doing right now. A couple other things we want to look at. The relist rate. The 5s and 6 and 700s are the big categories where more homes are being relisted. As a matter of fact, in the 600,000, almost 31% of all the homes on the market now were on the market, and they pulled it off to either adjust the price, adjust the presentation, whatever, and then put it back on the market. So that just tells you that they're grasping for straws, basically trying to figure out how to get it sold. Zip codes. Our most popular zip code, the west side of Murfreesboro, 37128. There's been 338 closings this year. Very interestingly, 37129 is in second, and Smyrna at 37167 is third. Got the 37130 in Murfreesboro, but look at this, 37127, the south side of Murfreesboro, which we do not have as much development. We do not have as many homes for sale, but it's still a very slow sell. If you're on the south side, if you're in the 37127, you really need to look at that zip code in a bubble and what's going on in that particular bubble, because it is a little bit tougher to sell a home on the south side of Murfreesboro right now. So I only tell the stats. So if you're a seller on the south side of Murfreesboro, don't get mad at me. I'm just looking at the stats. So showings, we do have a trend that's helped us a little bit here. We talked about this before, that showings had dropped quite a bit over the past few weeks. We did see an uptick in showings over the past couple of weeks. So that's certainly helpful. And where everybody's looking, if you're below 300,000, you're getting almost 6 showings per week. If you're 300, 400,000, you're getting about 4 showings a week. But then you drop down from there. And depending on what category you're in, you're really on either side of 1 showing a week. So just not tons of showings out there in those price ranges. That's the reason why you really need to hit the market and hit it with the right price and the right presentation, because you're not getting that many chances at people coming through the door. So you need to impress them. A new construction. This is interesting. This goes back to what we were talking about. In the 500, 600,000 price range, 45% of all the homes on the market right now are new construction. And you can see up here anywhere from 400,000 to 800,000. You're well above 35%, really above 40% in most of those. So if you are a seller in that price point, you are facing a lot of competition for new construction. Now, if you're a buyer in that price point, that's very encouraging to you, because the new construction is where we're seeing most of the incentives. The builders are motivated. They are paying closing costs. They are buying down rates. They're giving all sorts of incentives to get those homes sold. You got to remember, they're a business, and their business is selling homes, so they're doing everything they can to do that. If you are interested in purchasing new construction, you can go to the model home. You can go and talk to the agent there. But remember, that agent does represent the builder. So we would suggest that you come talk to one of the Turner Victory Team agents and let us represent you through that process, so you have representation as well. And then whenever you looked at the close with new construction, this is very interesting over here, but in the million plus price range, almost 50% of all homes that actually close in that price point are new construction. So that's, let me see right here what else we've got, because there's a few other things. Let me see, we talked about the showings per listing. All right, so here's the deal with prices. I get asked this all the time. What about prices? When are they going to crash? When are we going back to 2008 so I can pick up a deal? I say this almost every week, that the data does not show that we're going back anywhere near there. Home prices are remaining level. We talked a lot about this last week with the FHFA charts, but home prices have pretty much leveled out. Okay. Unless there is a huge increase in inventory, I don't see the prices coming down, or coming down much. I mean, they might come down, percent or something. But as we talked about, new listings hitting the market are way down this year. So by new listings being down and demand being up, even though the mortgage rates are higher than what than what people would like, even though they're, quite frankly, normal mortgage rates, it's really helped keep our prices steady. We haven't seen a huge increase in price. We haven't seen a huge decrease in price. So if you are waiting for prices to crash, you're probably just hurting yourself, quite frankly, waiting around that long. But if you are a seller and you think we've seen the appreciation over the past 2 or 3 years like we had seen in previous years, or even in an average year, you're wrong too. I mean, if you bought your house 2 years ago, it's probably worth about the same thing now as it was then. It really doesn't matter what you want for that price. It doesn't, or that house. It matters what it is worth. So I hope this information helps. We try to give you a little insight. We try to let you know, depending on whether you're buying or selling, how it benefits you. If you have any specific questions about your situation and what the market looks like for you, please reach out to us. Our team, we love using this data to help you understand the market. We feel like if you understand the market, you're able to make good, educated decisions. You may not like where we are in the market, or you may like where we are in the market, but that's not really what matters. What matters is you understand what's going on in the market. And we meet with a lot of buyers and sellers that just really don't understand the market, and it's because you don't do this every day. We do this every day, and we follow this. But we pay very close attention to this, and we put it out for all our realtor friends as well, because quite frankly, a lot of our realtor friends, they don't like pulling this data. Not everybody likes to do it, but you need someone who knows the market, someone who can guide you through this. So I hope this information helps. Please comment if you have any specific information, or reach out to me directly at john@turnervictory.com. You also can visit our website at turnervictory.com, and you can contact us there and ask us any questions. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. We bring this to you every week. And until next week, I hope that you go out and make it a great week. Thank you very much.